Hello, good morning, and welcome to this morning's live trading session. As usual, we're just going to go through the market, see what the market has in store for us, and we'll take the questions afterwards. So as usual, we're going to start off by looking at the economic calendar that would sort of set us up for our day. So let me just bring the economic calendar up. So today is Tuesday, the 7th of September. And as usual, my own economic calendar is set at my time zone of GMT+2. So always make sure your economic calendar is set to your own time zone, wherever you are. So the times I'll be quoting will be GMT+2 times. So the main markets we're going to be looking at are the Euro-US dollar and the dollar-Canadian dollar. So we'll be looking for reports of high importance that could affect these markets. So let's kick off. So this is all the Asian reports that have come and gone. We just had about half an hour ago the Royal Bank of Australia interest rate decision, so that's come and gone. So if you were trading currencies paired with the Aussie dollar, then you definitely would have had to be up to trade that report. So that's been announced half an hour ago. So let's carry on. We can just ignore all these reports of low importance. And we can see at 11 o'clock today, we have the Euro area GDP growth rate report, the Euro area ZEW economic sentiment index, and the Germany ZEW economic sentiment index. So they're all coming out at 11 o'clock this morning, GMT+2. Of course, the one that is of huge importance is the Euro area GDP growth rate. So although we've got 4 reports of high importance coming out at the same time at 11 a.m., but the one of significance is the GDP growth rate report. And of course, since we're trading the Euro-US dollar, this is going to have an impact on the Euro, hence the Euro-US dollar. So we're going to avoid trading the Euro-US dollar prior till this report. And that's actually the last report of the day. Okay, so we can see that specifically for the dollar-Canadian dollar, there are no reports of high importance coming out today that would directly impact the dollar-Canadian dollar. So we can actually start trading the dollar-Canadian dollar straight away. Well, for the Euro-US dollar, we're going to wait till 11 o'clock this morning, GMT+2, before we trade that, because there's a high probability of the Euro-US dollar or all currencies paired with the Euro. There's a high probability of them trending sideways prior to this report at 11 a.m. GMT+2. But like I said, this won't directly impact the dollar-Canadian dollar. But even trading the dollar-Canadian dollar, you only want to have one attempt prior to this report. Okay, so let's also have a look at the rest of the week. So looking at tomorrow, we have the Japan GDP report. That's tomorrow, the 8th of September, Wednesday. And that's a big one tomorrow. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we have the Bank of Canada interest rate decision. Obviously, that's going to have a huge impact on the dollar-Canadian dollar. So in fact, due to this Bank of Canada interest rate decision coming out tomorrow, we have to be very careful trading the dollar-Canadian dollar market today. And again, I'll only have one attempt on the dollar-Canadian currency pair today in view of this Bank of Canada interest rate decision coming out tomorrow, because that's going to have a huge impact on currencies paired with the Canadian dollar. So that's tomorrow. And then let's see, Thursday, the 9th of September. That's Mexico. So again, Thursday, we have a huge report coming out that's going to have a huge impact on the euro. So on Thursday, you have the European Central Bank interest rate decision. So again, that's going to have a huge impact on currencies paired with the euro. And again, since we're trading the euro US dollar, we have to be mindful of that report coming out on Thursday. So for today, again, I'll only have one attempt on the euro US dollar today. Tomorrow too, I'll only have one attempt on the euro US dollar in view of this report coming out on Thursday, the European Central Bank interest rate decision. And I also set up a session. We'll meet on Thursday around that time to trade this report together. So again, this is the importance of checking the rest of the week because that could impact your trading on the current day. So Friday, last day of the trading week, we have the German inflation rate and the UK GDP report. And of course, we've got another big one coming out on Friday in relation to the Canadian dollar, the Canadian unemployment rate report. Okay, so now we have a good idea what's coming out for the rest of the week. We have a good idea what's happening this week and how it's going to affect our trading on a daily basis. Okay, so back to today, like I said, I'm just going to avoid trading the euro US dollar prior to the euro area GDP growth rate at 11 a.m. GMT +2. So I'll keep out of the market prior to that. I'll then assess the market just before that report with the euro US dollar, and then I'll only have one attempt at the market in view of the European Central Bank interest rate decision due out on Thursday. And then, like I say, for the dollar, Canadian dollar, I'll start trading that market now, but I'll only have one attempt on that market in view of the Bank of Canada interest rate decision due out tomorrow. Okay, again, don't forget to keep an eye on Market Watch and see what's coming up in the markets. Obviously, we have what's going on in Afghanistan that's creating a bit of uncertainty in the market. So again, you need to be mindful of that. But other than that, there's nothing else creating uncertainty in the markets. So let's go to the charts. So we'll start with swing trading with the euro US dollar. So we'll start with the daily time frame. So we can see the market was initially trending down. I was moving my pending buy order with it. And then on the 27th of August, the market broke the moving average. Took my pending buy order with a 100 pips stop loss. And then last week, Friday, the market went past the 100 pips mark. So I'm now moving my stop loss with the moving average. So today, the moving average 50 is 1.17966. So I'll just adjust my stop loss to 2 pips below that. That'll be 1.1794. 17, oh, it's still the same 1794 from yesterday. So I'm only risking, I've gone from risking 100 pips, I'm only risking 4 pips now because my stop loss is now 4 pips from the opening price. So that's all I have to do for today. I'll reassess that again tomorrow. I'll now go to the 5-minute time frame. So looking at the 5-minute time frame, the market was initially trending sideways here, then started to trend up. Now you can now see it's falling back down. So it's all over the place at the moment. But like I said, we have the Euro area GDP growth rate reports due out at 11 a.m. GMT +2. So I'm going to just leave the market alone and then reassess just before the report at 11 a.m. So I'll leave that alone and reassess later. So we'll go to the dollar, Canadian dollar. Again, we'll start with the daily time frame, swing trade. Currently, the market is trending up in a haphazard way. Now, the moving average 100 today is 1.2399. So I'm just going to adjust my pending sell order to 2 pips below that at 1.2397. So I just modify that to 1.2397 with my 100 pip stop loss, 2497. So that's the swing trade done. Let's go to the 5-minute time frame. So you can see where the market was initially trending down and it started to trend sideways. We can see clearly that the pivot point is within the sideways trend, but R1 and S1 are outside the sideways trend. So I'm going to place a pending buy order just above R1 and a pending sell order just below S1. And like I say, I'm just going to have one attempt at the market in view of the Bank of Canada interest rate decision due out tomorrow. So R1 here is 1.2554. So I'm just going to buy 2 pips above that at 1.2556. That's 1.2556. And 20 pips stop loss, 1.2536. And 60 pips profit limit. Let me bring up the calculator. Oops. So that would be 2556 plus 60. That'll be 2616. 2616. 1.2616. There we go. And then sell 2 pips below the excuse me, the pivot point line. Sorry, S1. So S1 is 1.2518. 2 pips below that will be 2516. So 1.2516. 20 pips stop loss, 1.2536. And then 60 pips profit limit to be 2516 minus 60. So that's 2516 minus 60. So that's 2456. 1.2456. There we are. So I've got my pending buy order just above R1, pending sell order just below S1, and my stops and profit limits in place. Okay, and now, like I said, I'm just going to have one attempt at the market. Okay, so that's my plan for the day. Any questions?